5 WTAW.
There you go. We visit with the mayors on Wednesday. Bobby Gutierrez here this morning from the city of Bryan. How are you today?
Man, I could not be better.
I tell you, quite a night last night. You got
was.
the whole slate returns, and so tell me what it means to have the same folks back in the same position as the leader in Bryan.
Well, it's very humbling for one, and I think it should be humbling for each one of that got their reelections too. It shows that the citizens believe in what we're doing. It shows they believe in the direction that we're going. It also gives us a lot of responsibility that, you hear people say stuff online and they do all this stuff like that. And normally they're saying stuff to get their attention, not to do that. Most people have my number. If they want to talk to me about an issue, they can just call me. They can call up to City Hall and I will address and I will do whatever we can. And so will every one of the council members that are there. When people put stuff out there in the spirit that they put it out there, it's for their own attention, and it should be looked at like that. But, overwhelmingly, the citizens said we're in the right direction. We're headed the right way. That doesn't mean everything's perfect. And we have a lot of challenges, and we'll continue to do that. But in general, they believe in the vision of what the city and where we're going. So I think that every one of those guys, of course, obviously we want to tell everybody thank you for participating in the vote. Biggest turnout ever. And it's very humbling. It's an honor to serve, and it's very humbling to serve, as we were discussing earlier.
Well, likewise, College Station has new members, and it will be a much younger council, but a much less experienced council for them. Tell me what you think that will mean, because you've got some new players there that you haven't dealt with before.
Well, I mean, I hope that in the spirit of what we've been doing as a community, we always say, two cities, one community. I would love to see us have some kind of workshop at some point where we can get together and look at what we're doing. It shouldn't always be a competition. Competition is good, but it shouldn't always be a competition. And when one city, one or the other, either wins a project or is looking at a project, maybe we should back down and help them get across the finish line on whatever that thing may be, because we all win. And if we can look at that and know, hey, this is where we want to go and this is what we want to do, it doesn't mean that we can't look at the same thing, because we all want the same thing. Everybody wants the same thing. The quality of life issues, all that stuff. Both cities want the same thing, but it's in a matter of getting – I cross the line every day, and I go and enjoy myself in College Station every single day. And vice versa, they come to downtown and they do the things that they want to do every single day. So we all win. We just need to get together and figure out how do we do this, and how do we come together as a community and make things happen and move as a community.
So the Board of Regents are meeting starting today, and know among the things that the Chancellor wants to present to them is small nuclear reactors. He'd like to put, I think, 7 on the Rellis campus to basically back up. And it's going to be a while, but what has the city of Bryan had to do to prepare for the possibility that they could have these small nuclear reactors on the Rellis campus?
Okay, so we've had a reactor on campus for 50 years, and now he's not talking about doing 7 reactors on Rellis campus.
Okay.
He's talking about doing 7 reactors across the system.
That's right. Sorry. Mm-hmm.
So and what people don't understand is back when Winter Storm Uri hit and we lost power, and we didn't know and BTU did a phenomenal job. We should never have lost power, but we have to put into the grid. We have to make everything sustainable across the state. So, when that happened, what I didn't realize, and after I was talking to the Chancellor, it was like, Bobby, we lost hundreds of years of data. We lost years and years of research that, you think about the stuff that gets put into refrigerators and freezers. That is the sample, thing that you were working on, this project that's been going on for 50 years, and the main sample is 50 years old and it's frozen or refrigerated, and all that goes out. Well, millions and millions of dollars worth of research, hundreds of $millions of research gone because of power outage not being able to require. So these SMRs will be able to feed into the system, and with BTU, it has to go to BTU first and then back out there. So we've been a partner with them, and we're working on this with them right away. So it'd be one reactor, much like the reactor we already have for the last 50 years, that will be able to power into the system. So our community will never have to go like that, and we won't lose the research in the Tier 1 research facility that we have with Texas A&M, Rellis, everything going on. It just makes it sustainable. And then if you look at where it's strategically placed, the other systems colleges, whether you're in Stephenville, whether you're in West Texas, whether you're around it, doing something like this is visionary. And I mean, I would, our Board of Regents, our Chancellor, our system, our college, our president, all this stuff that we get the benefit of being in the middle of, these are people who are thinking centuries ahead of us. And they're bringing things that makes us, sustainable. One of the biggest things we have is water right now. We're going to be dealing with water forever. And that to me is our biggest challenge that we have. I mean, electricity, we'll work through that, but water, it's not a replenishable resource to the extent where our growth.
Right, and you have space too. You have room
Yes.
in Bryan and the extraterritorial jurisdiction around it. Veterans Day is coming up on Monday. Certainly an important part in both of these cities. But talk a little bit about what the Futures Command has meant and is going to mean that's out at Relish.
Oh wow! So Futures Command is here. They brought an event to us, and it's called HMI. It's Human Machine Integration, and it's talking about how do you keep your soldiers safe. And it's going to be the drones, the different things like that, unmanned vehicles, and they're here this week. I think it starts this morning, and we'll be entertaining them tonight in downtown Bryan. It started out, it's going to be 350 people there. It's so successful. They had over 1,000 applicants last week, so we've kind of pivoted, and we're trying to figure out how do we make all these people feel as welcome as they should feel.
Are these people who are providers of things that would work with the military, possible contractors? Who are these folks?
Possible contractors, and these are some of your 4-star generals, 3-star, 2-star. These are generals. These are people who are making these decisions on how do we go forward, how do we protect our people. I was very blessed to have a very nice dinner last night with a group of generals that we had there and people who are making these decisions. And I was asking the questions on why. And it was a very tactical, conversation that makes you understand a lot more than what you see in the movies.
Okay.
And how they protect not only the people, but how you have people have to run those. People have to make those things. People have to be on the front line behind what those things are, but they should always be the shield, because you don't mind if you lose a robot. You don't mind if you lose a vehicle that doesn't have anything in it. But it's very personal when you lose somebody that has a friend, a neighbor, a son or daughter in there. And that becomes it's a difficult thing.
So speak to the idea that these two cities, Bryan and College Station together, the military-industrial complex needs to find friendly places to be, places where they'll be welcome, places where they have room to grow and expand, and it would seem like Bryan College Station offers that.
Well, if you look at who we are, as a community, we are probably the most conservative community in Texas, and we have those values that are built around Texas A&M. I mean, I would like to say those are family values that were built in our community. And then Texas A&M came along and became this military school that we had here, and all that fundamental from the military school that's been brought out through the rest of us. It now is. Let's face it. If you don't like Texas A&M, you don't like what it stands for, you probably don't belong in our community. I mean, it's you not want to say you conform to anything, because there's good to have both sides of every view and everything else, and we should be able to relate to other views. But as a community as a whole, you look at Veterans Park, you look at the things that we've done, you look at what we've done out at Relish with Futures Command, with Department of Defense, with DOD, all the different training facilities that we have here to keep our soldiers and our people that keep us safe. We're here to keep them safe as well. We welcome them. We're proud. We have all, Brazos Valley Cares, that organization we started 12 years ago. I was a founding member of that thing. If you look at where it went from when we were in warfare to what we're doing with that organization right now, it's a blessing to be here. And we got to understand that we're only here because of the people who keep us safe.
Certainly. Anything else you got for us today?
We have a lot of things happening. We have the Beats and Eats, and this is a big deal for, Big Barn Dance. The tickets actually just went on sale for Big Barn Dance. It's going to happen. It's the event is March the 27th through the 29th, and if you haven't been to that, I think you have been to that.
I have been to that.
And it's an amazing event. I want people to know that get your tickets now, because this is our second one, so now we can say second annual. And they have a kickoff event this weekend over at Lake Walk, over at the Stella Hotel in Lake Walk. Rick Trevino, it's a free concert. So think about that. It's Rick Trevino with a free concert. Yep. That's going to be this Friday night. And the tickets go on sale right now, so you can go to the Big Barn Dance, and it'll get you right to that. Then we have an interloop meeting for the study of the interloop that's going to be going on right now as well. You can call the city, and they'll tell you all about where to go to it. You have Brazos Valley Veterans Memorial Veteran Day. It's going to be Monday at 5:30 at the Veterans Park. We also got our holiday listings are going to be published in BryanTexas.gov, at Holiday Cheer, if you look at all that stuff there. Tonight, like I said, we have Futures Command. We'll be hosting some kind of, they'll be in downtown Bryan, so if you love military, and we all love military, and you want to see some really, really high-ranking people that are going to be here, then this is probably a go. And like me, I'm one of those guys, and you see somebody who's done the things they've done, you want an autograph. You literally want
Sure.
an autograph.
I hear you.
It's that special. We have our third Friday maroon and white night for Texas A&M system, college, all the stuff that comes in A&M. That's going to be coming out next week, and that's the 15th, November the 15th. So we want to invite everybody from Texas A&M, whether you're faculty, staff, department, agency, anything, relish, the whole thing. You come out to downtown Bryan. We have Roger Krieger's playing that night, and we'll have other music going on. We have an international fest that's going to be going on as well, kind of thing. From the international students will be there. We have a stage set up for them. They'll be having different things that will be happening at that. Same thing. We'll have more stuff on the website and on Maroon and White Night on Facebook. There's a lot of things happening right
busy
now.
times, that's for
It
sure.
is a busy time. We got the games coming up, and we got all this fun things. It's good to be in Bryan College Station right now.
Absolutely. Thanks for the time this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep. Visit with the mayors on Wednesday.
When I was a kid, our art teacher asked us to make one turkey